Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about one of my very favorite topics in productivity, the sunk cost fallacy. So there are many ways that we self-sabotage ourselves. We are always overthinking the past, regretting what has happened in the past. We are not in the moment right now because we are anxious about something in the future. But one of the very big ways that we sabotage ourselves is by the sunk cost fallacy. Let me explain to you what it is. The sunk cost fallacy is if you have already invested a lot of time and emotion and energy and a lot of money and resources in a project that you know is not going well, it becomes very difficult to abandon it, even though you know in your heart that you should. So, a very simple example can be that of reading a book. So, it's a 500-page book, but 100 pages into it, you're not so sure if you should continue reading it because it doesn't fit your idea of what a good book is. It's just not a topic that you're interested in. But you feel like because you have invested so much time and energy and money into procuring it and reading it so far, you have to finish the rest of it. So that right there is the sunk cost fallacy. The reason why sunk cost fallacy happens is because we are usually scared because we can only measure what we are going to lose, but we don't have an idea. We cannot comprehend what we will gain. Okay, so let me again anecdotally tell you based on another example. Okay, so let's say you have bought a course online. It is a couple of $1,000s. It is very time consuming. You have a lot of homework. You have to keep meeting the team back every week to catch up and all that. It is very time consuming. But halfway through the course, you know that you have a feeling that this is probably not the route in the career that you are going to be ending up taking. Okay, what will you do at that time? You keep thinking that should I give up, should I not give up? You have already invested a couple of $1,000s in it, you might as well keep going. But that right there again is the sunk cost fallacy. So sunk cost, what is sunk cost? Sunk cost is that investment that you have put in that you know for sure that you cannot recover. But sunk cost fallacy happens when you're making that decision about the current situation based on what you have already put in. Okay, that sunk cost is already there. The $2,000 that you have invested for your course is already gone. You're making a fault by continuing to invest in that dud project. Okay, you're continuing to pump resources, time, and energy into a failed project that you know at the end might not even be successful or relevant to what you want to do in the future. Okay, so how can you avoid sunk cost fallacy? What can you do about it? So, what can you do when you encounter such a problem where you have invested a lot of time and resources into a project that you no longer want to keep up with? So, I want you to take a fresh set of eyes and look at everything from a broader perspective. Okay, what are your assumptions going into the project? Are they still valid? You had actually bought that $2,000 course thinking that you're going to be using it to reskill and upskill yourself in your career going forward. But halfway down the project you know that this is not the case. Because that assumption is not valid, I request you to acknowledge your mistake, cut your losses, and move on. Okay, the second most important thing is consider the opportunity cost, because while you are stuck in this project that is not going to yield a successful result, you might be missing an opportunity of striking gold somewhere where it matters really. Okay, again, in the end, why does sunk cost fallacy occur? Because we value and we measure what we have put in into the project, and we cannot comprehend what we will gain by letting this go. So please don't fall victim to sunk cost fallacy, and good luck.